What's good, Spokane? Some people think that having the listing agent draw up the contract is a smart move, but I'm going to tell you how this can actually work against you. I wanted to talk to you about why it may not be a good idea to have the listing broker handle all of your paperwork as a buyer. This might seem like an easy option, but I'm here to give you a few reasons how this could actually work against you. The listing broker represents the seller, not you. They have a fiduciary duty to the seller, so anything you tell them, especially things that could hurt your bargaining position, they have to relay that to the seller and then use that information to negotiate against you. Without an agent, you'll be going at this process all by yourself. The second thing is that the paperwork will get done, but all the details of the contract may not be in your favor. The listing agent will write up the contract because it's in the best interest of their seller to close the deal, but they won't account for things that you want, like contingencies or concessions or how the earnest money is handled, unless you specifically tell them every detail of the transaction. Contingencies, for example, are things that protect the buyer, but since they're usually bad for the seller, the listing agent won't include them in the offer unless you specifically ask for them. This is important because the contingencies protect you from things like losing your earnest money or getting stuck with a property that you don't really want. Earnest money conditions are really important too, including what happens to the money if the deal is completed or it falls through. If you don't lay out the terms specifically, the listing agent will most likely structure the deal so that the seller has the best chance of getting the money if something goes wrong. Similarly, seller concessions are usually avoided by sellers because it increases their costs, but they can make a huge difference in your favor as a buyer. Concessions can be used to cover things like repairs, home warranty, buy down points on your loan, or cover closing costs. The same goes for personal property and fixtures. Anything you want to stay with the property or that you want removed from the property needs to be spelled out in the contract, and the listing agent isn't going to help you with this. The third thing is you'll have to manage the rest on your own. As a buyer without an agent, you'll have to hire your own inspector, closing company, insurance company, title company, and more. You'll have to also coordinate and stay on top of all these people to make sure they meet their deadlines. If somebody drops the ball and your deadline passes, you're stuck with the result. This could cost you time, money, the home, or worse. So to wrap it up, using the listing broker to manage the transaction might seem convenient, but it can leave you unadvised, unrepresented, and responsible for many details that can make or break your home purchase. Always consider getting a buyer's agent to represent you so that your deal is solid and in your favor. I'm real estate agent Christopher, and that's what's good, Spokane. Happy hunting.